Hi, I'm Angie. Welcome back to my channel. This is just a basic get ready with me video. We'll be talking, having some fun, and I'll be doing a basic eyeshadow look with the palettes that I chose to use for the month of January. So I'm choosing to do one big palette, one little palette every month this year for 2021. My choice of palettes for January, first one is the Naughty palette. So that's the Huda Beauty Naughty palette. There's what it looks like on the inside. It's a lot of fun. I don't think it's the best to make a complete look by itself. It needs few other little things like a basic nude light, which it doesn't really have. Not light enough to do a full flush over the lid, but there's some beautiful colors in there. The other one that I'm doing, my small palette choice, is the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions. I got that in my Boxy Luxe for the month of December. There's what it looks like on the inside. Very sparkly, very pretty, some good mattes. Very berry and red. All right, so I have already done my foundation. I'm going to go over what I used, but I just wanted to keep the video a little bit shorter, so I didn't completely do it on the screen. We'll do that another time. So my under eye cream that I used today is the Botanical Kinetics from Energizing Eye Cream from Aveda. That's what that guy looks like. I use him twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And then I used my Tatcha Water Cream all over the face and neck and chest. Can't really see that in there very well. Kind of shiny. This is a really nice cream for somebody who has oily skin. It doesn't leave that oily texture behind. It kind of dries up real clean and it doesn't break me out. Then I went in with my Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing, which I also reviewed on my Instagram today. It's all dirty. You can tell that I like it. I like this guy because it's a little more full coverage than my other that I use, and it doesn't sink into the lines. And then I went on top of that with my Tarte Smooth Operator. It's just a loose powder. It's very sheer, very clear, but it has a nice glow to it, nice shimmer to it. I also primed my eyes and did my concealer with the Shiseido Synchro concealer. It goes with that foundation. It's this little guy here. And I like to put it on my eyelids and my under eyes just a little bit. I don't go fully out like a lot of Instagrammers or YouTubers do, because I have some lines and it always sinks into the lines and I don't like that. So if you have any tips on that, let me know. And then I went over it with the powder, so everything is nice and set. Also did my eyebrows with a little bit of brown eyeshadow. So the next part, the first thing I'm going to be doing is going into my Naughty palette, and I'm also going to be using the Naughty palette mirror. The Naughty palette has a great mirror in it. That mirror, yes, it's big. It just stays really nice and clean, and I love it. Going into my eye brushes. So the first brush I'm going to pull out is my Japanese brush. It's one of those brushes that doesn't have a name on it. It's just Japanese. And I'm going to go into Hypnotic. This guy right here. It's a nice transition is the word that I want. It's a nice transition tone. And I'm just going to sweep it back and forth on my eye. Like I said, I've already primed my eyes with concealer. I'm not a big primer person. The concealer seems to do just fine for me. And this is a very light. It's not a dark color. It's a little much for all over the lid. I like it as a transition. And I'm just blending it out, really fluffing it. Might do some circular motions to fluff it up and blend it out a little more. So here in California, it's a stormy day today. It's been very windy and rainy. It's kind of nice. We don't get that very often these days around here. So it is nice to have that. There's that nice transition shade. I think next time I should have all my brushes out and ready so I don't have to dig. This is my brush holder. It's got all kinds of fun, different random things going on. I clean those brushes about once every couple weeks, but I do use a makeup remover pad on them when I'm done every day. The second color I'm going into, I think, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into Hard. Naughty palette, yes. Where's this guy right here? Slightly darker, a little bit warm. Just deepening that crease a little more. Yes, and blending. This is my absolute favorite brush, which you probably saw from the last video. It came from Pat McGrath, and I got it when I ordered a set from her. It came with some single shadows and a brush and a liner. I think it came with a liner too, but that's long gone. It's been a while since I got that set. Going to the other side, just blending, blending, blending. So something else I'm going to be doing on my channel. So I like to have things to talk about, not just the makeup, because as fun as the makeup is, I want to get to know you guys a little more. Maybe I want maybe show you a little more of me than just the makeup. I love the makeup though. It's my life. So what I'm going to be doing is going into the book of questions, and I'm not going to pick and choose my questions. I'm just going to open up to the first page. This is the book. I'm going to open up the first page, start on the first page, and as we go, I'll answer questions. And then maybe you can answer for yourself in the comments. Just blending, blending. I want to go in with that first brush that I used, the Japanese brush, and blend more. Looks like a nice enough blend. And I think I want a tiny bit more depth. So, ooh, yes. I'm gonna go in with one of my old favorite brushes. This is Shade and Light from Shade and Light from Kat Von D. So Kat Von D is rebranded in recent times. It's now KVD Beauty. But this is old school. This is back when they were Kat Von D. So there's two sides to the brush. Let's do this. There's our pointy side, which, there you go, you see it better with my shirt. And there's our fluffy side. So I'm gonna go into Spicy. This guy right here, he's a little darker. And he's a lot darker. And I'm using the little tiny pointy brush first and going into that outer corner, and I'm just gonna fluff it down to the bottom. So you notice I just got a little on there, and then I'll go to the back side of that brush and fluff it out using circular motions, fluffing up motions. I think we need a little more. wanted to bring it out towards the edge a little more. And then I'm going to go in with that last brush that I used. Circular motions just to blend it out a little more. Yes, I like that. And then we're going to go into the other side. I almost did a triangle, so if you look up close, you can almost see there's almost a triangle there. And I wanted it to fluff out towards the edge and in a little bit, but then also down to the corner. And now I'm going to start to blend. And then go in with my other brush. That's the Pat McGrath brush. Blending it out even more. Looks nice. So it looks like we're going for a neutral look today. Sometimes I don't know where I'm going. I just kind of go as I go, make it up as I go. I think that this is a pretty artistic thing, and I don't have a lot of rules. Some people have a lot of rules. I don't. So next I'm gonna go into, I want to add some sparkle to my neutral look because that's how I roll. Going into, I believe, Tantric. So this little guy down here in the corner, it's kind of a golden tone, champagne golden tone. And I'm just going to pat that right onto the eyelid. As always, if you guys want to see me review anything or do anything on my channel, please let me know in the comments. I'm game, as long as it's something fun. Excuse me for a second. Just going in for my makeup remover towelette. You can tell I already used it today. That was from when I was putting on foundation. Always liking to wipe off on something because it gets all over your fingers. I like to use my fingers. And then I want to do one more thing to the inner corner. I'm going into Flower Power. Let me find the brush that I want and then I'll show you Flower Power. So there's my little tiny brush. It's teeny tiny, but it's a good inner corner brush. Don't know where it came from. I've had it for years. Flower Power is this guy right here. It's just a little bit lighter than Tantric. It's got that little more white sparkle to it. And I'm just blending it into Tantric a little bit. And then it goes under the eye a little bit. Looks good. And now I'm going to need to add something for just under the eyebrow. And that is one of those places where these palettes lack. So both of these palettes lack in that guy. So what I'm going to do is go off camera for a moment and, okay, I'm back. I missed you guys. It wasn't long though. I'm going in for the highlights. I'm going in with my favorite Urban Decay. It's called Polyester Bride. It's my favorite highlight for under the brow. And I'm using one of my flat brushes. Going right under the brow, blending it down into the other colors so it doesn't look like a totally separate thing. I do like a good white, but a soft white for under the brow. This one has a slight sparkle to it, which you're probably not going to see much on camera. There's not nearly as much sparkle as the two colors that I put on the lid. I want a little color under the eye. I'm going into Arouse, which I used earlier. That guy right there. It's a little on the warmer side. And I'm just gonna pat it right in there. And then blend it up a little bit. And then I'm going to come up to the eye and line the outer edge a little with that same color so it all kind of comes together and blends. I will be coming in with an eyeliner afterwards, but I just want that color underneath to come together with the color on the top. Even though we used it, it doesn't seem to be showing up that much, so. I look like I'm going somewhere, but I'm not. I might walk to the grocery store after the rain calms down because it is supposed to stop after a while. Now I'm going to go in and put my liner on. I'm going to do that off camera because no one wants to see that. It's not fun, me stretching my eyes, and I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I do it a little bit anyway. But I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to use my Pat McGrath Labs. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a pen. It's a fine point, but it goes a little thicker. So it's a nice little pen. Okay, there it is. Eye look is done, everything except for mascara. I'm pretty happy with that. It's actually a very different look for me, but I am not unhappy. So next I do want to go in and do a little complexion. So first thing I'm going to use is my Hula, which I believe I used that in the last video. I will try not to be too repetitive in my videos, but there are some things I use that are constants for me. So I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap into the little box. It's actually a tiny one. Little box with my kabuki brush from Aveda. And I'm just gonna kind of squeeze in my lips and find that line that I want to go into. It's kind of a contour for me. And I like to push things up my face. If I find myself fanning them out, they end up everywhere. So I like to push up. And the other side. I don't do a lot of contour. Just a little bit. I don't even know if most people would consider this a contour. But it does bring in the cheekbones a little bit. Maybe a little more on that side. Sometimes I'll squish the brush and make it more compacted to put in more product. There it is. So you see it kind of brings in the cheekbones, it brings in a little bit of darkness. All right, so next we're going in with, this is an absolute favorite of mine lately. It's the Natasha Deanna Love Glow cheek palette. So that's what it looks like on the outside. It's got these little sparklies. Yes, I know, it's like a snow globe. And then it's got these 4 colors. So this is my blush for today. It's actually a cream blush. It's the only cream blush that I have been able to use. And then I'm gonna go in with the highlight. I do have a dupe for that highlight because this is a very expensive palette. I do have a dupe for that highlight I can tell you about later. So next I will go in with my favorite Wet n Wild P72 brush. Very inexpensive brush. And I'm just gonna swirl in the pan. Get some on the brush. Well, it helps to take that little, it's got a little flippy thing. I was just swirling over the flippy thing. That probably doesn't work very well. So going in and just, I'm gonna smile a little bit and hit the apples of my cheeks and go up a little higher. It's just a nice, soft, glowy blush. Oh my gosh, it's pouring outside again. It stopped for a while. It's coming down. Oh, I didn't do my question yet. Let's get this blush on, and then we'll do the question, and I'll finish out with that today. So I really like that. It's very pretty, very glowy, very natural. So my question today out of the book of questions, question number 1. For a person you loved deeply, would you be willing to move to a distant country knowing there would be little chance of seeing your friends or family again? So I think this book was written a long time ago. When was this book written? 1987. So things have changed since 1987. If I moved to a distant country, I would likely see my friends and family again. So I would say, yeah, we could do that. I think that, I mean, I don't know if that's cheating, but it's an old book. that was done before the technology that we have now. So I could Zoom, I could email, I could do all the things. Now, if it meant I definitely wasn't going to be ever able to see these people again, then I probably wouldn't do it. I'd probably try to talk them out of it because there are people that I don't want to be completely without in my life. But I do know that technology, airplanes, all the things that we have now, it's not likely. So I know that's not a great answer, but it depends on the 2 things. Can I Zoom with them? Can I talk on the phone? Can I fly home and see them? Maybe. Can't do any of those things. Probably not. Going in with Superglow, which is that guy there. Sorry, that guy there. And I'm just going to use my Sonia Koushik. It's a little fan brush. It's from the lower cost part of her line. I just thought it was a cute brush and it would be good. So smiling again, I want to hit the upper part of my cheekbones. I want to hit just above the brow bone, down the nose, across right there, and then I'm going to hit my chin a little bit. So here we go. Smiling, finding. There it is. Over the brow bone. Doing the other side, going back in for a little more. It's not a crazy high shine. I do like crazy high shine. I'm okay with that. But today, going for that more natural. So you can see that shine there. It's not crazy. It's pretty and soft. Do have a dupe for that. I'll grab that in just a second. I also want to put a little down there on the chin. You know, there's one more thing I want to do with my bronzer. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna go back in, dip in, I'm gonna tap it off, and I'm gonna go along the jawline here. And I'm gonna push up. Oh, did a little too much right there. There it goes. Just a shadow along the jawline. A little more of a contour, I guess. And then I'm gonna go up, pull my hair back, go into the hairline, deepening that, and just giving that nice kind of bronzy look. Not crazy, just a little. Hair straight today. I went in and flat ironed it. Wanted something different, which I'm not sure how that's gonna work out on a rainy day, but we'll see. All right, so, oh, one last thing. Always the finale. Mascara. So my mascara, oh, two things. So my mascara is the Hourglass Unlocked. This guy is a tubing mascara, which I love tubing mascaras. If anybody knows any, please tell me in the comments. I use this guy and I use Thrive. They are pricey. Are there any drugstore? I'm curious. I want to know. Let me know in my comments. And there's our little brush. A lot of these tubing mascaras have tiny little brushes, which is fine with me. I don't care. I'm just going in, little side to side motions, making sure I hit every lash. Cool thing about tubing mascara is if you don't know what a tubing mascara is, and I just got it all over my finger. That's always great. That happens. Just gonna wipe that bad boy off. Tubing mascara, it's almost like little fibers that wrap around your eyelashes. And when you go to take them off, it just slides off, but it stays on all day. And it's sweat proof, not waterproof, but sweat proof. Never ends up under my eyes, which I love. I have kind of oily skin, and mascara, I can't use regular mascaras because they always end up under my eyes, and I do not like waterproof mascaras. They're just hard to get off, and I don't want to lose eyelashes to wear mascara. All right, trying a new lipstick on camera today. Now this came in my Boxy Luxe in January, or December. In December, it is MAC Matte Chili. So it's a red. And I'm gonna use my Stila Stay All Day Lip Liner in, what is this color? Cabernet. So I'm gonna use a deeper, darker for my liner, and then go in with my MAC red here. All right, gonna line just outside the lips today, just to give myself a little more lip. On camera, you don't see a lot of that top lip. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a nice red. That is a bright one. On camera, it looks brighter than it looks up close. That's unusual. And it's a matte, so it should stay on pretty well. I'm very happy with my look today. I hope you had fun sitting here with me. Answer the question in the comments if you choose. I would love to hear your answers on that. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments. If you have ideas for future videos, because I'm game to do some fun things, let me know. Ring the bell, subscribe, please hit like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun, guys. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.